Hello and welcome to Playtime with Dolphy, and I am officially behind on recordings. I have been sick for over a week now, and I'm finally well enough to do recordings. I don't think my voice sounds too weird, but apologies in advance if it does. At least I didn't get the flu this time. But, yeah, I'm a little behind on recordings because I couldn't record for a while. So, I am having to record while sick. So I will be recording Assemble with Kale this time, which actually is a game that I have beaten before. I really enjoy this game. I enjoy games that let you organize things or let you tinker with objects or interact with objects or clean them. I guess that's like a whole subgenre on its own. It's hard to explain games that fall under that category. If you've seen like the one game on Steam called, what was called Trash Goblin, that's a good example. So is like The Shape of Things. Also organizational games like Campervan or Unpacking. Just games in which you basically drag and drop and manipulate objects. I find them to be very relaxing and satisfying. So yeah, this game definitely falls under the whole manipulating objects category, as you will be tasked with repairing people's broken items. Now each item in itself presents a puzzle that you'll have to solve when repairing it. So without further ado, I'll quit blabbing and get into the game. Okay, so I have actually beaten this game, so we'll be starting at the first level.
After a year on the road, I thought I'd get tired of traveling. The endless clatter of railways, highways, everything in between.
Not sure if everyone can hear her or if the music is louder than her speech volume, but I'll go ahead and just let everyone hear her talk.
As my train pulled into the station at Bellariva, I felt every bit as excited as the first day of my journey. A whole year. It felt like a lifetime. Places I'd seen, people I'd met, of course, the forgotten treasures I'd given a new lease of life along the way.
One thing I kind of wish this game had was options in terms of volume. I don't think there's really any way to adjust speech volume and make it louder than the music, but
I'm a restorer by trade. Bringing our most beloved possessions back to life is what I love to do. I've been traveling for months, working my way from one town to the next, fixing everything from family heirlooms to VCRs. Bellariva was my chance to take a break. Unfortunately, that would have to wait until after I'd unpacked.
let's unpack. So this would be our first task, is unpacking. And oh, okay, so there is audio. You just have to wait until you're actually in the game. So I will be turning the music down a little so that people can actually hear the voice. No zoom. So you can manipulate the music and volume levels, but you have to wait till you're actually in the game. Okay. So let's rotate this.
My parents took this after I made my first repair. It seems like a lifetime. The tools of my trade. No hope of restoring things without these. My favorite overalls. These will never go out of style. Looking forward to taking more close-ups of my fingers with this. I saw a guitarist wearing these at a show once. Rock and roll repair woman at your service. I picked up these sunglasses on my last lap. Hopefully I'm cool enough to pull them off.
Okay.
scrunchy. Practical and stylish.
Really love this game, and some of the games like it because they really portray that every item has a story. And it's true because every object does have a story.
So many blank pages. I'll hand these out once I'm settled in. Fingers crossed they get me some work. Finally, I've made it to Bella Riva. I'd come for the food festival, taking place in a few days' time. After living off TV dinners and instant ramen for the last few months, I was craving a decent meal.
Kind of happy that I don't have to do voiceovers this time as I'm still recovering.
Of course, I'd need to earn enough money to pay for it, so I figured I'd head out the next day and find some work.
I really love the artwork on this game.
My parents never wanted me to go. They wanted me to stay in their shop and have a simple, stationary life. I knew there was a world out there, beyond the four walls of our antique store, that I had to be a part of. I daydreamed constantly about the weird, wonderful places each of our antiques came from. I loved figuring out their stories, revealing the memories hidden beneath the screws and wires. My story in Bella Riva began with a little girl, and the voice she was longing to hear.
And now we go to level 2, which is actually level 1.
It was my first morning in Bella Riva, and I couldn't wait to leave my hotel and explore. It was a quiet town, its streets and alleyways basking peacefully in the hot morning sun. In the main square, meanwhile, preparations were underway for the festival in a few days' time. As I handed out my flyers, I wondered what the people of Bella Riva would need me to fix. So far, everything here seemed perfect. I was starting to worry I'd made a mistake when I felt someone tapping me on the back.
Hi, I'm Izzy. Do you know how to fix things?
It was a little girl, maybe 7 years old, who must have gotten hold of one of my flyers. She rummaged around in her backpack until she pulled out a battered red cassette deck.
My tape is broken and I can't make it work anymore. I tried to fix it myself, but there's this metal thing in the way. Can you try?
We have our first object to restore now. Let's get cracking on it. I suppose we should start with unscrewing it, huh? Alright.
Ah, those batteries look like they need replacing. Luckily, I have some spares.
The most satisfying part is just removing the old objects, fixing it, and then putting it back together. Something about it is just so relaxing. Excuse me. Let's test it out first before I do that. Definitely need to fix this as well. Where's the screw? Ah, there it is. There we go. Okay, let's place that over there and let's work on this for now.
Why did you do that? How did you do that? I didn't see.
Now it should work.
By your side. you so tight. That I will always love you, even though we both know that we must
When
say
it finished, Izzy picked up the tape deck and tucked it carefully in her backpack.
Thanks, Maria. You're the best person at fixing things ever.
No problem. Who was that singing? They're very good.
It's my mom. She's not here anymore.
Izzy trailed off. It was the kind when Izzy's friends called.
No, why did it skip?
She's not here anymore.
Izzy trailed off. It was the kind of silence a cassette tape would never be enough to fill. When Izzy's friends called for her, she dug deep into her pockets, looking for something to pay me with. Eventually, she produced a grand total of a stick of gum, 3 mismatched buttons, and a yo-yo.
It's quite a payment.
I usually preferred a check, but Izzy looked so serious, I wrote out a full receipt. She seemed like a happy kid, but beneath it all, part of her life had been shattered. Part I wouldn't be able to fix.
I feel like the audio, the music is still too loud. Okay, maybe it'll be better now. I don't know why they made the voice so low. Okay.
My first repair complete.
That seems to be
I
much
spent
better.
the rest of the day doing small jobs in and around the square. I was exhausted when I got back to my hotel and found a message asking me to make one more visit. The address led me to a quaint little house, a stone's throw from the beach. Bathed in the evening light, it looked beautiful, in spite of its flaking paintwork and chipped tiles.
I really love the narrative in this game. I mean, it not only is it telling the story through the objects that you fix, but the narration is just it's very
The front door was
immersive.
opened by a harried-looking man, still dressed from a long day at the office.
Are you Maria? My name's Joseph. I'm Isabel's father. I'm so sorry she bothered you this morning. Please, come in. I'd like to settle up properly.
On the mantelpiece, I saw the remains of a broken statue. Without thinking, I picked up a fragment.
Ah, my father's statue. What's left of it, at least. Yet another way I'd have disappointed him. It survived 100 years in this family. But 5 minutes with Isabel and... Do you think you can salvage it?
Definitely.
Will you be able to see the glue afterwards? I don't want people seeing the cracks.
Sounds a lot like how he doesn't want anyone to see cracks in his life or Isabel's life. All about appearances, I see. Okay. The next piece. Okay, what piece connects here? Not this piece. This piece? No. What piece connects to this one? Oh, there we go. Alright.
Sometimes I think my daughter should come with a warning label.
There we go. And no, and then just the head.
Is this glue really strong enough to hold everything together? Thank you, Maria. looks as perfect as it ever did. My father wanted me to make something of myself. He didn't have time for anything less.
As Joseph put the statue back on the shelf, it nudged against the family portrait stood proudly next to it. So he was Bellariva's mayor. And that was Izzy's mom. They must both miss her so much.
Sorry, I'm a little tired. I've been working late getting things sorted for the festival. There's only a few days to go. Looks like I'll be working late. Again.
Now it seems he
When I
has
told
no
my
time for
parents I
Izzy.
wanted to leave, they always found an excuse to be busy, to avoid talking about it. I guess keeping themselves occupied was their way of pretending it wasn't happening. Joseph's work must have been taking up so much of his time. Maybe that was what he wanted. I just hoped he was finding enough time for Izzy, too.
This one's called Disconnected.
My second day in Bellariva dawned bright and clear. Another beautiful sunny morning. Walking into town, I passed cafes overflowing with customers ladling their morning coffees. I stopped, breathing in the smell of roasted coffee beans and freshly baked pastries. I was about to go inside when the owner of Carmen's, the cafe next door, stopped me.
Hello, Maria. Were you here yesterday handing out flyers? I have a job for you.
Her place was petite, tucked between its competitors as if hoping they wouldn't notice. Judging by the empty tables inside, though, her potential customers hadn't noticed it either.
It's a bit slow today, but we're just getting started. I'm sure it'll pick up soon.
As Carmen chatted, she walked over to the counter and returned with an old rotary phone.
Sometimes all objects and all environments tell stories that we're afraid to.
At least I've got plenty of time to practice my recipe for the festival. It's a new special I've been working on. I was hoping to call my sister for some seasoning tips, but it won't connect. Can you see if you can figure out what's wrong?
I think Lionel's sister need more help connecting than a phone can
Fix it,
fix.
can't you? I can't afford to replace it.
Let's see what we can do with the old screwdriver.
Obviously, we're normally much busier than this.
And that goes there, back to the phone. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the screwdriver then on this. Okay, so this one is broken. This one's fine. We need to use the screwdriver again. I do wish though, for accessibility reasons, I do wish that you didn't have to move the mouse as much to screw and unscrew items. I kind of wish that there was a setting to make that automatic. I don't think there is. It doesn't appear to be a setting for that. If I missed it, that's entirely on me. Okay, click the file. Okay. That is all burnt out. Alright, let's get to work replacing these things then. Was missing one wire entirely.
Looks like this new circuit board is all hooked up.
There we go. Alright, and then I think we can go ahead and just place this back on here. We have 4 remaining screws. Excuse me.
Looks like something is still missing.
This would be missing, yes. Complete!
When I handed the phone back to Carmen, she seemed almost reluctant to take it from me.
So it's all working now, is it? I don't have to leave it to dry or let it cool down?
Nope, it's ready to go. It'll be ringing off the hook in no time.
That's if I can pay my phone bill anyway. And the rent and the suppliers. Anyway, take a seat and I'll be right with you. Your coffee's on the house.
I sat at one of the empty tables, while at the counter, Carmen started dialing the phone.
Hello. How's my favourite sister doing today?
As she talked, Carmen became more and more tense. This didn't seem like a call for some cooking advice.
I could have told you that.
I still owe you from last time. I can't afford to take part in the festival if I don't pay.
I could almost feel the eye roll at the other end of the line.
You don't need to be here though. Can't you just put the check in the post?
When the call ended, Carmen brought me my coffee. Her hand was trembling.
Sorry about that. My sister's decided to fly in for a visit. Oh god, I have to get ready. Actually, I might have another job for you. Can you come by tomorrow?
Uh-oh. I don't think I can fix her relationship with her sister. Okay, next level then. In focus.
The next day, I'd promised Carmen I'd return to help her get the cafe ready for her sister's arrival. I was about to set out when I received an unexpected call from the hotel's reception desk. Apparently, another guest had asked for me by name. Curious, I took the creaking elevator up to the top floor and made my way to the room number they'd given. I knocked.
Did you hear about the camel? It's about Tommy.
The woman in front of me was immaculate. Not a hair out of place or a crease to be seen.
My sister tells me.
Ah, so that's the sister.
I usually go to an expert in this town.
So this was Carmen's sister? The two of them couldn't have been more different. Inside her room, I saw a beautiful reflex camera. Any professional photographer's dream.
The viewfinder is completely dark. Can't see anything through it at all. I assume you can figure out what's wrong.
Let's restore this item next. Alright, we'll start with the screwdriver as usual. And careful to take them all out.
I don't suppose you fixed anything this valuable before.
Huh, she's kind of a snob. Okay, let's remove that. Place the new one in.
Use the screwdriver and adjust the angle of the mirror.
There we go.
Perfect. Now the viewfinder should be working.
And okay. No. Put this here, and then put the fiddle. Put that there, and that there, and we can add the screws.
felt a pang of envy as I handed the camera to Helena. She put my disposable to shame. I picked it up on my first trip to Paris. It's a 1958 limited edition, the first of its kind. It cost me 3 months' salary, but it was worth it. I had no idea what 3 months' salary meant to Helena, but I was pretty sure it was more than I could afford. It was strange, really, that we were even staying in the same hotel. I picked this place because it was cheap and cheerful, but surely she could afford somewhere better. She took some test shots, fiddling with the camera settings until she was absolutely satisfied.
This rug is immaculate. At least there's one person in this town who knows what they're doing.
I don't think this is to discredit the whole town like that.
Sending people away. First thing, Carmen has actually got it right.
I wondered why Helena had bothered to come if she thought so little of her sister.
I hear nothing from her. She finally does it. She wants his money. If she thinks I'm lending her another penny, she'll have to convince me it's not a total waste of time.
That didn't sound good. Hurricane Helena was about to hit. I hoped Carmen was
I
ready.
feel bad for Carmen. Next level, in the dark. I wonder how many of these we can knock out within my playthrough.
The sun was setting over Bella Weaver by the time I reached Carmen's cafe. From the outside, it looked as wide as ever, but inside, I found Carmen cleaning like her life depended.
Some of these actually get kind of challenging. I actually did have to look up a walkthrough for the last few levels when I originally beat this.
Maria! Oh, don't mind all of this. If Helena finds one speck of dust in here, I'll never hear the end of it.
Carmen seemed pleased to see me, but I sensed a fidgeting tension with each sweep of her mop. Trying to live up to the standards of someone like Helena seemed like an impossible task.
I hope you didn't mind fixing the camera for her. She was furiously broke. I really need this to go well. If she doesn't lend me the money, I don't know how long I can keep this pissed off.
Carmen led me to a back room, where she'd laid out the components of what looked like a neon sign.
I had this made when I first opened the cafe, but I'm hopeless with electronics.
So there was supposed to be a sign outside. This might explain the lack of customers.
And the sign didn't work.
I'd like to put it up before Helena gets here. Can you give it a try?
I can try. Let's see. Let's open it from the front. Excuse me. Well, it is missing a cord completely. That might explain some of that. Is this something that's supposed to go there? I'm a little confused. This is just a back plate. Huh, okay. So what am I supposed to do with this? Okay. Nothing really attaches. Does this go here, maybe? Okay, it's unattached. I don't get it. This should go somewhere. This is supposed to go somewhere. I don't know where. Okay. I'm confused. Okay, so this little unit is supposed to attach to this, but it doesn't really give me anywhere to place it. I don't want to have to whip out a walkthrough, but I'm like hovering this everywhere and I don't quite know. Looks like I'll be looking at a walkthrough. Ah, I'm supposed to use the glue. I wasn't even thinking about that. I really wasn't. Okay, now I can attach that. Alright. Okay. And then I just flip this over. And it goes there. And then now it attaches. Yep, it works. Good as new.
I don't know, it's a bit flat. Maybe if it flashes, it'll really catch people's eye.
Great idea. I think I have a spare part that could do that.
Alright. So let's just go ahead and get this. We can stick some more glue here. And put the spare part there. And let's try this now. I actually need to pause this for a second because Santa wants to tell me something. 1 second. Okay, now I can get started on this again. I'm having a simple sign repair turned into needing to add a lot of additional components to it. Alright. I don't know which one to add. Maybe the pizza? Let's try this.
It works. I'll screw everything together again and you'll be set.
Okay, almost done with this level. Can't believe I forgot about the glue. Alright. Complete.
The sign fixed, we headed outside and mounted it carefully over the cafe door.
Oh, that's perfect, Maria. It looks just how I imagined it. When I had this sign made, it all seemed so simple. Oh, I can't believe I have to give it up. I hope I've done enough.
A smile froze on her face as she spotted something over my shoulder. I turned to see.
Of course, my sister owns the only cafe in this entire town that isn't actually open.
For better or worse, Helena
Ah,
arrived.
definitely force.
Carmen opened her mouth to explain, but Helena swept indifferently past her. Finally pausing in the doorway, she turned back towards Carmen.
The first thing we're doing is getting rid of that hideous sign.
I just spent time fixing that so-called hideous sign.
And with that, she disappeared inside. I hoped Carmen's chances of saving the cafe had disappeared with her.
Next level. Plane up.
It was the day before the festival, and the whole town was busy getting ready. I had more work than I knew what to do with. When Joseph called with another job, I was craving the cool quiet of his and Izzy's seafront house. I barely reached their front door when I heard someone calling.
Psst, Maria, I need your help. Quickly, it's top secret.
It was Izzy, peeking out from the side of the house. She beckoned for me to follow her. She led me through to a beautiful, unruly garden overflowing with flowers of every color. Nestled among them was a playhouse, its doorway almost completely obscured by a towering rose bush.
You have to squeeze past it and breathe in real small, like this.
Izzy took in a big gulp of air and crawled through the gap and into the playhouse. I hadn't planned on crawling in the dirt today, but the life of a repairwoman never did run smooth. On the table inside, there was an electronic toy. Not exactly the usual stock in my parents' antique shop.
I had an accident. I didn't do it on purpose or anything, but it won't turn on anymore. Can you fix it for me?
Okay, let's see what we can do. I remember correctly, this one was somewhat complicated. I can tell there's a broken screen so far. Okay. Oh boy, what a mess. Maybe we should detach these. Alright, this is definitely busted. Oh, so is this.
Nothing. Maybe there's an issue with the battery.
Well, there's a lot more than an issue with the battery. I have to get to the screen, though. How am I supposed to get to the screen? Ah, there we go. And that one's all burnt out, too. Ah, that's busted. New screen. New sound card there. I think I should probably attach this first. Okay, so this is going to go in through here. Alright. And then we're going to attach this one. The first one attaches here. The second one attaches to this one. And then there. Oh, I messed up already. Okay, I did mess up. I did. Okay. This is going to go... Okay, we need to install the buttons first. Then we can put this back. Okay. Oh, that goes there. And then we can go ahead and put this and then take this out. Well, maybe we don't need to do anything with the battery. Yep, it works now. Okay. So let's put the cartridge in.
Do grown-ups play games as well?
Yes, yes we do. Actually, we do. It
Can you
works.
show me how to play? I tried before, but it was so hard.
I remember this. There we go. Oh, that was cute.
Her toy fixed, I watched Izzy retreat into its screen, taking refuge in a 3-inch world of horror. Well, I'd better head inside. Your dad is waiting for me.
Please don't tell him about the game. He'll think I broke it on purpose.
Why would he think that?
Because, well, I kind of dropped it.
I was just gonna say, so we don't have to throw it in order to break it.
Izzy looked down, scuffing her shoes on the worn floor of the playhouse.
Dad said I have to go to this stupid festival tomorrow and put on a stupid dress. And I don't want to. All he cares about is working. He never wants to see me unless it's for his job. I'm not going. Can't make me.
With that, Izzy dove back through the rose bush and disappeared into the wilds of the garden. She was so young. She couldn't be expected to see that her dad was struggling too. It made me think. Had I really tried hard enough to understand my parents' point of view? I was so focused on the adventures ahead of me. Maybe I didn't care enough about leaving them.
Dad, I wonder if we have time for another level. I suppose we can do one more level. I would really like to play the rest of the game for this video, but I definitely don't have time for that.
Leaving Izzy hiding in the garden, I walked around to the front of the house and rang the doorbell. It was only then I noticed my favorite overalls covered in grass stains. I scrubbed desperately, but it was too late.
Maria, what are you doing? What are your clothes?
I was repairing a lawnmower.
Well, do come in. The job I've got for you is a little more delicate.
Totally embarrassed, I walked into an orderly room filled with papers and ledgers. This was his office. You must be so busy getting ready for the festival. Are you looking forward to it?
Of course. It's traditional for the mayor to judge food from every cafe and restaurant in town. I'll be declaring the best chef in Bella Riva by this time tomorrow. Sneaking the picture.
He unclipped the watch from his wrist and very carefully handed it to me.
I'll have a tight schedule to follow. If my watch stopped working tonight, could you see if you could take it?
Excuse me for all the throat clearing. As you can see, I am still struggling a bit with being sick.
Are you sure it will fit together?
Alright, let's open this up from the back. Let's open this up from the back. Ah, must have been a gift from his wife. Ah! The screwdriver was not cooperating. It's all broken.
The main plate is completely cracked. I'll need to replace it. Clogs look good though. Careful. I use those.
Alright, so let's see if we can reattach the old cogs. No, I did not want to do that. Okay. That is definitely not the right one. Okay, that is. Oh, that did not work. Something's not fitting together just right. It's not working. it? No. Okay. That one definitely goes there. What if I put that there? Ah! Perfect. Perfect, perfect. The glass in the front is messed up though, so have to take that out. Oh, there's screws on the inside.
I've not done a day without this watch since my wife gave it to me.
Well, it will be good as new. It said walk now. Does it? It's still not working. Did I miss something? Uh-oh. Walk through. I'm really not sure what I missed. I mean, I know I have an extra cog, but I didn't see anywhere to place that cog. It looks like I'm unscrewing this again. Alright. So where do I place this one? I'm confused. Do I just put this one in here? No. I don't even know where this card goes. This card doesn't even go in there. I am confused. Walk through again. I think I might know what they want me to do. Okay, that one goes there. Okay. This was supposed to be added. That's why. That is why. Now it's working. And we just connect this, and the watch is good as new.
As I handed the watch back to Joseph, my fingers traced over the engraving. I hoped fixing this was one small way I could help him move forward.
I can't believe it's working, Maria. Thank you. My wife was brilliant. Feeling this ticking on my wrist makes me feel like she's still here. Watches measure minutes and hours. I know it. Even with Isabel, I barely see her. And when I do, she acts like she hates me.
He's cognitive of it.
Just then, the phone rang. Even when he was at home, his work was never done.
Sorry, Maria. I have to take this. I'll see you at the festival tomorrow.
As I left, I turned and saw him pacing the floor of his office, his watch glinting in the afternoon sun. I hoped its quiet ticking would at least bring him some peace during the busy days to come.
And with that, we have beaten the first 8 levels of this game. I do wish we could take on the final 5 levels, but Sadly, we do not have time. Well, actually 6 levels, because there is a bonus level, I believe, at the end. But we do not have time, especially when you factor in, some of those are quite complex, so I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I know that I was not super talkative during it, but I am actually thankful for the voiceovers in this game, as I don't feel my voice is 100% yet, so hopefully by my next recording, I am able to talk a little more and clear my throat a little less. It is good to be back in the recording chair, so to speak, and hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see all of you on the next one. Bye!